If you have chickpeas and a little leftover rice, you can turn them into these simple chickpea and vegetable patties. They're soft inside, lightly crisp on the outside, and easy to make with a few vegetables and herbs. Hi friends, welcome back to the channel. It's been a while since our last long-form video here, and I'm happy to be back and sharing recipes again. Today I'll show you how I make these patties step by step with simple ingredients you may already have in your kitchen. And I'll also share a small tip that helps the patties hold together nicely while cooking. For this recipe, you'll need cooked chickpeas, some leftover rice, green peas, sweet corn, gherkins, some fresh herbs, a few simple spices and seasonings, flour, and a little liquid to bring everything together. I'm using some finely chopped fresh dill and mint today. These herbs have a naturally cooling flavor that balances the warm spices. They're also traditionally known to help digest chickpeas and reduce bloating. If you prefer other herbs like cilantro or parsley, those work well too. A couple of gherkins incorporated inside the patties contribute to the texture and bring a subtle tanginess that balances the sweeter ingredients like the peas and sweet corn. Finely chop the gherkins and set them aside. The recipe makes 10 fairly large patties and is ideal for batch cooking as they freeze well too. Next, let's lightly mash the chickpeas. If you're using chickpeas from a can, make sure to drain and rinse them first. You want to keep some texture, so they don't need to be completely smooth. A fork works well, and you can also use a potato masher. If you prefer, you can add the chickpeas to a food processor or lightly blend them with a hand blender for patties with a smooth texture. Lightly mash the sweet corn and add it to the chickpeas. Then mash the green peas as well and add them in. Then add in the gherkins that we chopped previously and the chopped herbs. I have some leftover basmati rice that I'm adding in. Any other type of rice will work. If the rice is clumped together, gently break it apart with a fork as you mix. I'm using a spice blend of sweet paprika, cumin, turmeric, cayenne pepper, and garam masala. You can find the full recipe on our website. The link is in the description below. Next, I'm adding 3 tablespoons of soy sauce. So I'm not adding any extra salt since the soy sauce is already salty. Add 3 tablespoons of flour of any kind, wheat or gluten-free. Then add 3 to 4 tablespoons of plant-based milk. I'm using soy milk, but any plant-based milk or even water will work here. Mix everything together until the mixture holds when pressed. You may need a little more liquid if the mixture feels too dry and crumbly, or slightly more flour if it turns out a bit too wet. Form the mixture into balls first. This helps them hold their shape better. Roll each ball in the flour to coat them evenly. Then flatten each one into a small patty. As you flatten them, shape the edges to prevent cracks. The flour coating makes these patties extra crispy. If you are serving these patties straight away, this is a good time to start preheating the oven. I like to pan fry the patties lightly for a few minutes before finishing them in the oven to create a nice golden crisp coating. Fry them in batches of about 4 patties depending on the size of your pan, using 2 to 3 tablespoons of oil in a skillet over medium heat. Cook the patties until golden on the underside. Then turn and cook the other side. If you want to save the patties for later, you can freeze them once they are pan fried. Then bake them or finish cooking them in a pan later. Separate the patties with parchment paper so they don't stick together in the freezer. Once both sides are lightly browned, transfer the patties to a baking sheet and bake in a preheated oven at 180 degrees Celsius for about 20 minutes until heated through. Alternatively, the patties can be cooked entirely in the skillet over low heat until cooked through. This will just take a little longer. These chickpea patties are very versatile. You can serve them in flatbread or burger buns, in wraps with salad, or alongside a fresh green salad. They are so yummy. Fresh dill and mint add little bursts of freshness that balance the warm spices. The sweetness of the corn and peas pairs nicely with the subtle tanginess of the dill pickle. Altogether, the flavors are well balanced and touch all flavor notes. The texture is neither pasty nor dry, with a light crispy coating that makes these patties a favorite in our home. Here, I also made a simple spicy mayonnaise by mixing mayo with hot sauce and a little pickling liquid from the jar of dill pickles. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. You can find the full written recipe on the blog if you'd like to try it. And if you'd like to see more simple plant-based recipes like this, feel free to subscribe and follow along. I'll see you in the next video.